Hi, this is Jessica Bowman with SEOinhouse.com. Today I'm going to walk through 4 key things that I think you need to be reporting in Google Webmaster Tools. That's not everything, but these are 4 of my favorite things that we want you to report on. What we have here is a reporting starter kit spreadsheet that we give to some of our clients that have us come in and look at the reporting and analyze, okay, do they have the maximum reporting going out to other people in the organization and within the in-house SEO team. So what we have here are plenty of things that you need to be reporting on that are going to help you manage your SEO program. And within here are lots of things related to Google and Bing. So I'm going to focus on 4 things that I think are most important. They happen to be my favorites. So here we have the Google Webmaster Tools crawl data. I absolutely love these charts. They are one of my first places I go when someone has a problem with a traffic fall. The reason I want you to catch this is because there's only 90 days roughly that will be in there, sometimes less than 90 days. Or it might not be a full 3 calendar months. But what you want to do is record the screenshot. So you can actually go in and say, okay, our high and our average was this, that, and the other. But instead, what I recommend you do is take a screenshot. That way you can piece them together when you have problems and you need to figure out what went wrong. Now, because it's more than 30 days of time, you may not have to do this monthly, though I typically just have a certain set of activities that I recommend you do every single month so you don't miss anything and you just work your way through this spreadsheet. So that's what you can do with that. But if you don't have the spreadsheet, then just make sure that you're recording this consistently. One of the reasons I like it is, let's say you do a redesign or you change platforms or you launch a new chunk of pages or you migrate domains. So all these things happen throughout the life of a website, but this will allow you to track, well, what have been our typical crawl rates? What has been our typical load times? Because if load times go up, you will probably see a drop in traffic for a bit. So you want to make sure you're really watching that. And we can see some trends here. Now, these are not one client, but let's imagine that they are. Let's imagine this is one website. And we are seeing, wow, the amount of pages crawled per day was pretty high and then it dropped, right? And then we can see we have a couple spikes here and there. It went up, but still we have not hit where we used to be. So if this was one website's data, we would know that something went wrong. Did we drop a lot of pages? That could account for it. Or for some reason, search engines are not crawling as much as they used to. So that could be a technical problem on the site. So to me, it's a red flag. It's not a true indicator, but it's a red flag that there might be some problems going on. Now, let's say we look at this down here. This is my other favorite piece on this screen in Webmaster Tools. This tells us how much time they spend downloading a page, right? So I really like this because it tells me how fast on average pages are. And we can see in this one, they were doing okay and then they dropped, right? So there's something going on here. What this leads me to believe is that we probably have a problem that's technical on the website. It's not associated with speed. For some reason, search engines can't get to all the pages. Hypothesis would be after looking at this. The second thing I want you to record is the query data. Now, what I like about this is it's going to tell us the queries, impressions, and clicks. I'm most interested oftentimes in the impressions and clicks. And so we would just record what are our impressions and what is our click-through rate. Now, this I actually record manually kind of at the end of the month, but I also like to grab the screenshot so that we can see the trend day to day through this chart. We won't actually have the trend day to day unless you go in and export this data weekly. So I want to make sure that I have overall high level metrics, but I can also see fluctuations throughout the month. So that's why I capture both of these. Again, if we're migrating a website, changing platforms, that type of thing, we definitely want this data from a historical perspective, and they don't really give you a lot of history here, and it does go away. So they only keep I think it's 6 months of data if I'm not mistaken, but they only keep a finite amount of data and then it goes away. So you want to make sure you capture that. The third thing I love to track is the HTML improvements. This tells us How are our page title tags and meta descriptions doing? Now, these are obviously important to search engines because they are reporting on the duplicates. So what we want to do is make sure they adhere to the certain criteria. Are they duplicate? Are they too long, too short, or non-informative? So I like to grab this data and just place it in a spreadsheet. Now, most likely this data is going to stay with the SEO team. However, if you need ammunition for development to make some HTML changes so that they will remove the duplicates, update the templates, and that type of thing, so get it prioritized in the project queue, this is something I might temporarily throw onto an executive dashboard. The fourth thing I wanted to talk about is structured data. So structured data is the schema.org markup. It's not only schema.org, but that's one of the most popular markup standards. So what I want you to do is make sure you record every month the data that Google is reporting. So they are telling you the data type that they're catching, the source, so we can see here this site is only using schema.org, the number of pages that they're finding it on, and the number of items that they are finding. What we are looking for are trends in the data. So we can see that we want to compare June to July. So this one's red, but it really shouldn't be. So we can see, all right, 79,423, that's exactly the same. 43,4,579, that's the same. 12,489, and it used to be 30,000. So these two are my problem numbers. This tells me something may have gone wrong related to our product data. I look over here at the number of pages that they're finding it on, and wow, this has changed significantly. So the number of pages went down as well as the number of items. So that tells me most likely something went wrong with our templates. So this is why I like to report on this. Now this might be something if you need to report this data in order to get it prioritized. Again, I might temporarily throw it on the reporting dashboard. It's nice if you have some historical data beyond just 2 months to say, look, we were trending just fine. This may not be a glitch in Webmaster Tools. You know, I found this problem on our website. We need to get that changed. So these are 4 things that I highly recommend that you track every month in your reporting dashboard. Some of these things will stay only within the SEO team, and some will get communicated outward, even if sometimes temporarily. If you are interested in receiving this spreadsheet, it has a ton of different things that you can report on. Sign up for the in-house SEO exchange. It is a in-house only event, specifically designed for you to share and communicate what's going on. It's an open the kimono kind of environment where people literally pull up their analytics and start talking about some of the things that they're seeing. That is happening September 30th in New York, the day before SMX East, and sign up with discount code WSIH10, and you can save 10% and get the spreadsheet. So you'll save 10% on the workshop and the entire conference. See you in New York.